Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeistzealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Matt.
And I'm the soap on a rope of hope.
Today we're going to talk about Invincible first. Because Tip has to leave early, and then we'll talk about Falcon Winter Soldier, the series finale, because I guess they're going to call it Captain America: The Winter Soldier if they do it another season.
We'll do another Captain America 4.
Oh yeah, they're doing Captain America 4. They're not doing Falcon Winter Soldier season 2.
Let's talk about Captain America.
Let's talk about Invincible though first. All right, so this episode, I think it was probably my favorite of the season.
Definitely, I would agree with that. My favorite as well.
This was so action packed, and really, Mark wasn't into that much. It was really from the Omni-Man's perspective, I think.
Yeah.
And most importantly, his girlfriend wasn't, or his ex-girlfriend wasn't in there very long.
Yeah. So apparently, she knew he was invincible, which I think was stupid because I feel like she should have seen like his perspective a little bit there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how selfish are you that, like, my boyfriend's
still like, no,
but he's saving the world.
I'm still dumping your ass.
Yeah, it's kind of like, she
totally did not care.
He's like I lied to you, but it was to save lives. It was to save lives, so,
Dude, he saved he left because he had to save your ass when you broke up with him.
Right, and wait, that doesn't make any sense.
That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, she was so mad at him for leaving them. If she knew that he was invincible, I think
that had to have been a big-ass reason why he left.
Yeah.
I think that Amber Girl has a really big ego and thinks that she's the center of the freaking universe.
That's
just going around kicking people in the balls. That's uncalled for.
That's your superpower, super ego.
So, we're also talking about teenagers here, so logic isn't really defined.
And lack of logic and entitlement, so is what we're dealing with here. So
she already made her decision. She's sticking with it, even if you become a superhero.
Unless you're a teenager listening to this podcast, in that case, you guys are right. And
we're wrong. You're right. Keep listening and tell your friends.
Like and subscribe. Tweet us on Twitter.
Tweet us on the YouTubes.
Are you going on the line? That's probably my favorite. On the line from the internship.
Check us out on Instabook. No. So I think what we're doing here is, or what they were doing this episode was a lot of setup for the, everyone knows except Mark that, which is kind of funny. Like almost everyone on the planet knows that Omni-Man's killed the Guardians of the Globe except Mark, who probably spends the most time with him. Not everyone on the planet, but
how do you see that?
Cecil knows, the mom knows, the new Guardians of the Globe know.
They had big reasons to figure it out, though.
So.
What do you think about Cecil? I'm liking that character more and more every episode.
Yeah, he's like the Nick Fury, I guess, of the Invincible universe. But he's cool.
Nick Fury with powers.
He's basically like,
even though he hasn't really used his powers. I haven't really seen him in action.
Who, Cecil? He doesn't have powers.
I don't think Cecil has powers. I think he's just got that teleporter.
Yeah, he has a teleporter watch, but I think he's just human.
I'm mixing up somebody.
Yeah. So he
Cecil's the old guy with the scars on his face.
Yeah.
Wait, so time out for a second. Where were they storing that giant octopus-headed beast?
The icebox, baby. They were storing it in the icebox.
I thought their teleporter thing was those wristwatches.
But next to their space station sized beer or something? Like what?
I'm guessing this show doesn't take place during football season, so they just commandeered a football stadium and kept it in there while they just put like a giant tarp over it so no one could see. So
Omni-Man beat him, but they still kept him in a basement somewhere.
they took away his pain center and gave him a lunch of steroids. So it's kind of weird he didn't have acne.
What do you think about Sinclair coming back from last episode?
I think we all knew.
We all saw that coming.
I thought there was gonna be a few more episodes before he would come back, but I always knew Cecil was gonna use the Reaniman, the cyborgs they called them, to either fight Invincible or Omni-Man. So
that was a great fight scene. I wish they had brought more.
Yeah, they did a lot better job.
He pulled the guy.
Yeah. Oh, he put the camera in the guy's ass, right?
Or just in his guts. I don't think it had to be
I thought it was in his actual rectum, and you'd see his colon.
No,
I don't
know. I will let you know after I rewatch it.
No, those are the videos we were watching last night, Forrest.
The colonoscopy
Ooh.
the colonoscopy videos on the medical
I don't know what you're YouTubing. I would hate to see your YouTube history.
You could probably like colonoscopy on YouTube. Don't show any boobs.
Omni-Man fights these cyborg, the Reanimants. Matt, what do you think about Omni-Man's powers?
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about, with you guys. This is where I see the inconsistency with his, super strength. Because there's no reason that fight should have been close. But there are times where you're like, oh my god, he's kind of getting his ass handed to him, and then he just ends it, and then
he just rips the head off.
Yeah. So I mean, we've seen in the past he can just literally go around and blow up whole planets, and these things shouldn't be that much of an issue. And I get the kind of backstories that they've been worked on to find the inconsistencies to be able to compete with him, but. I don't know. This goes back to the whole
still flesh and blood. Yeah, there's still flesh and blood.
Yeah, it's your Superman problem. You can't make him completely powerful, but you start getting inconsistent with how powerful he is.
Yeah,
right. Like, why is Superman just freezing everyone?
It's it's kind of like people complain that Superman isn't relatable, but they also get pissed if they depower him, so there's more conflict. So you just can't win. It's we want him to be insanely powerful, but we also want there to be conflict. You can't really have both. You have to depower him somewhat.
Yeah, the key to that is just don't create Superman.
Yeah,
just don't create an invincible character, and then get upset when people are complaining because he won't die or nothing can stop him.
That's why you like how they did the cut off Invincible. Was basically when she slammed the door on him. It wasn't a cut off.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
and click, slam.
When did they actually do the actual Invincible title card? Did they not do it this episode?
Yeah, they didn't do it like they usually do. It kind of popped up, didn't it? Or
I think that's something they were supposed to do it when Amber slammed the door on him, but I didn't notice it if they did it anywhere else. But yeah, this was definitely a pretty brutal episode. I thought the worst kill was when he had Donald by the spine.
God.
And I was like, wait, how did he get to the button? Because he couldn't reach it a second ago, and then he's
yeah, and then he was just he has to do his voice line and then hit the button.
Did he just rip his spine out to move forward?
I think he was just holding him there, because even when the bomb blew up, he's still holding his hand out he was still there. So did he blow up, or was the house rigged with explosives?
The house is rigged with explosives, and I think everyone. I guess it was just him, because I get the other people got away. That's probably the most brutal kill. What did y'all think about? I guess the big subplot this episode was Robot getting a clone body.
Oh man, love them. I'm loving the Mahler twins. They're actually a big part. They've set up a lot of big stuff in the background. They're pretty cool. But was anyone? My only complaint this episode was that they didn't get Zachary Quinto to voice the clone of the clone that the Maulers created. Yeah, no, not Rex. The clone of Rex, but he's called Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy.
Is that what his name was?
Let's Robot's real name, but I was starting to...
Yeah, Rudolph Norman or something.
Because they didn't get the guy who voices Rex to voice the clone. I would have understood that, but they got I think a different voice actor. But this is, I thought it was disappointing just because we've become accustomed to Zachary Quinto voicing that character, and now it's still that character. He's just in a different body, so I was kind of hoping he would voice the clone too.
Robotics and
just
that doesn't make sense in continuity. Why would Baby Rex sound like a robot?
Well, I mean, the guy who's that's my point. The guy who's voicing Rex isn't voicing the clone.
What?
So, yeah.
So,
they just got a new voice actor. Noticed that. Yeah. And I think since it's Robot's mind, they still could use Zachary Quinto's voice. Just maybe have him
that filtered through.
Just a few decimals more. Maybe when he's in a drone in his drone firm, we'll hear Zachary Quinto's voice. But that was I was at this point because I've just grown accustomed to him being the voice of that character.
I do like Zachary Quinto's
So I feel voice. That I guess Robot's gone. We're just doing this Rudy character who's new now. But that's my only complaint. I'd liked.
Is Robot gone? He's got the neurotransmitter. I feel like we're gonna see a lot more robots.
Well, they killed the Quado robot though.
He has the neural uplink in his.
Yeah, but it's a robot. You can just build more, right? Just build more robots.
Yeah. So, but
which he did. That big ass robot. Well, he had a transformer truck basically.
Oh yeah. And
Transformers, robots in disguise. Transformers, robots stealing your body.
it was robot in disguise.
It was robot in disguise.
So, yeah, the other big plot point, I guess, was they brought the Immortal back, who I guess lives up to his name.
Yeah, Immortal, more like Imbecile. Why would you, like, the guy just cut you in half? Why would you instantly go back and try to fight him again?
Well,
like, it didn't work the first time with the whole team.
Well,
yeah,
he's
sorry. Well, yeah,
he was
not
getting
revenge.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he cut his head off, and then he.
I think he was
cut
just
in
like,
half.
because like from his perspective, like he had just woken up after getting beheaded, so he's like still in like berserker rage mode.
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
So he was like, and he did hold his own against Omni-Man for a little while.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, I think he was like, I'm like super pissed off that he killed the team.
And Omni-Man kept trying to like help out his son, but Immortal came in like, no.
Oh yeah, but he's sort of like just like
coming back.
So also, it was Immortal John Wilkes Booth. That's I guess what
Yeah,
they got.
I think that's what they implied is that Immortal assassinated Abraham Lincoln.
So he's technically pro-slavery. He's technically a pro-slavery anti-abolitionist.
Force people change.
I guess, but it is kind of messed up. But like in this day and age, you told someone like was John Wilkes Booth, and he was still running around today, people would, especially this day and age when like anyone canceled, cancel Immortal. But I guess
cancel Immortal.
Cancel it, Immortal.
Yeah,
well, we don't need your immortality.
I'm pretty sure Omni-Man canceled him himself.
So wait, if that was showing Immortal being all these historical figures, when he was a knight, do you think he was King Arthur?
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
I just thought it was like
the comic book.
Did you see like a wizard behind him, or
no? I was just thinking like nothing like
wizards
that.
are not real.
Just stretching. Wizards are just sorcerers with hats or without hats.
Exactly.
Oh, that was on Falcon Winter Soldier. Great segue. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, you made a reference.
So what else happened? The Mauler twins brought back Immortal. He got killed again. I guess Invincible saw.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys think the schematics were going to be bad? I did. I was like, no way, the schematics are good.
I was expecting them to be able to control Immortal, so I was surprised when he ripped it off and was like, "Where's Omni-Man?"
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, because I really thought they were going to take control of Immortal, because I thought that happens in the comics, right? When he came back, I thought he was just wearing that because his head got cut off, but I guess it was just to be controlled.
Being taken over. So, like, how could the Mauler twins revive Omni-Man and not?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, when did they get his body?
Well, they
got his probably last episode. They dug it up,
which is kind of strange because they said in episode 3 that they buried them elsewhere, so they couldn't get grave robbed, and they were being grave robbed by a couple teenagers. Apparently, his body was there, so like that whole point they made in episode 3 was actually, I guess, either not true, or they didn't like follow through with it because they said like we're gonna bury him somewhere else, so they can't get grave robbed, and then like episode 6 they get grave robbed. So
yeah,
they didn't really follow through with that. So.
And they just placed his head there, and all the little staples
Not
started popping off.
He might.
Oh, he's called Immortal for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he came back in the comics, but I think I remember seeing him like wearing a collar. So what else happened? I guess Invincible and Eve are about to become a couple. I'm guessing.
I hope so. I'm all about shit. What's that popular? I'm shipping for Adam and Eve.
You're all about that 18 plus.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Speaking of 18 plus, what do you guys think about this growing relationship with Monster Girl and Rudy?
Well, I mean, he's 30, she's 24, but they're both like in kids' bodies, so I guess it's okay. And I guess
is it okay?
I thought she was like 25 or something.
She's 24.
But she's like,
she's
29
like, in the comic books.
Her body's like 8 years old.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I guess since he was like a
read
fetus.
the comics.
I guess since he was a fetus, he was attracted. Technically he was younger than her, right?
Well, you saw. I really liked what they did in this episode. How like they related the two. Like these two souls are trapped in their bodies, and like that's what brings them together. I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw them hold hands when it got revealed that Omni-Man was killing everyone, or was like the bad guy.
So wait,
how scared do you think his friend was when Omni-Man shows
I'll
up?
tell you right now, like.
There's just nothing you can do, and you don't know what the hell he's gonna do. He's just raging.
If I was on a car to the globe, I would just
like, I'll take the handprint to the car versus like who knows what he could do.
He calls Omni-Man the next day asking like for his insurance information.
Oh my god, could you call Omni-Man back?
Yeah.
I would just give Mark so much shit. I'd be like, hey, remember that time your dad destroyed my car? Still upset.
Could I have like $400, or that'd probably take more to buff that
Still
out?
have your hand on the top of my car.
I don't know. I'm sure your own
I don't think
insurance.
you're buffering that out.
I'm sure if you're right, just say it was a hit and run. It was a hand and run. You don't know who hit you, so you can get their information and just like tell your insurance company. They should give you something.
Well, I can imagine too. You have superhero insurance in this universe because shit happens all the time with superheroes. So it's probably like included in your
insurance company.
Yeah, I would hate to be an insurance company in this show. Nationwide is not on your side.
Nationwide is completely bankrupt because of the destruction that these super immortal creatures cause.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna just blow up your house the next day or something.
It's like they wouldn't have Peyton Manning in these commercials because like football players just seem so uninteresting next to superheroes. They'd probably just have like an actual superhero in these commercials.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Buy a corporate sponsorship.
That's basically what the boys. Yep, that's basically what the boys are.
I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, that's what would happen in real life. Like, Wheaties would be, Black Captain America, or Tony the Tiger would be.
How do we think it? How can we make money off of this?
Horrible villain from Woman 84. Cheetah. Yeah,
Did
Tony the Tiger could be Cheetah.
So I guess, did we talk about everything in this episode, or we missed anything?
Well, I kind of want to just. This episode had one of my favorite scenes so far this season, where you kept getting implied that Robot would transfer his consciousness into his new body.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, it's merely a copy, and his copy won't know. So like the just like it blew my mind sitting there watching.
Yeah, that had to have been interesting.
And he had to make that choice whether he still wanted to do it, knowing he would actually die.
Yeah, just like he knew it was going to be basically just another him, and he's still going to be right there.
Yeah.
What would you guys do? Would you guys? I don't think I could do that.
No.
Well, it's kind of like
he was in kind of a weird position though too. Like he's.
Oh yeah, I mean, like if I lived like that,
he was kind of like self-assisted suicide or assisted suicide, which I think is still legal.
A copy of yourself, well, all he really did was take that mask off. He didn't have to do anything crazy.
You didn't have to like strangle him.
Yeah, that would have made it even harder, I'd say, if he had to.
Like, we can put you back in the pod. We can give you a makeover.
But you got to kill yourself.
But here you have this crazy, superhero show with a lot of gore and violence, and then you decide
super deep.
You can put this deep moment in it, and that's what you don't see in Marvel or DC, or they attempt to do something like that, and it just does not come off as well. And I thought that scene was amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of like not an easy thing to do, or not like an easy question to answer. Like, can you let someone who's you kill themselves or let them die so you can go on? So it's like, these are very complicated questions that I don't think, especially not Disney, would attempt to answer. I think Disney wants things like a nice little bow.
Generic and not much thinking.
Yeah, so are we ready to get to Falcon and Winter Soldier now? Or let's go over predictions. Let's go over predictions for next week. The finale.
So Mark's definitely going to learn about Omni-Man, right? That's how the episode left. No post-credit scene, by the way. Great shout out, Rob.
Man, I'm really curious how Omni-Man's going to reveal shit to him.
Yeah. So I think I know what happens in the comics, but I guess they'll do something similar. But
I'm not going to spoil it.
I haven't read the comics.
Yeah,
I guess it's another. Yeah, so I guess I'm the only one who. Well, Tip hasn't read it either, have you?
I haven't read it either.
Yeah,
I don't have money.
I mean, you just have the TV show perspective.
You can Comixology Unlimited. You can for free for a week and read I think the first 12 volumes if you want.
Forrest, that is your go-to advice for everything. I was talking about a TV show, I think on Peacock, and you're like, no, just go do the free trial.
Yeah, do the free trial. Watch it all in that 1 week.
You're a big fan of the free trial, Forrest?
Yeah, I've used it. I think I used it to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, the first season, I think. And then I was like, no, on Stars. I got the Stars week-long subscription, and I just watched the whole series, the first season.
Man, way to hustle. I like that.
Well, it's only 8. Well, I think it was 10 episodes, but kind of a lot. But that was such a great show anyway that passed pretty quickly. Talk about another show that needs a revival. Ash vs. Evil Dead, great show. Okay, so predictions. Any predictions? I guess we know Mark and Omni-Man will have their confrontation, but anything involving?
Mark's probably not going to be okay with this.
Yeah, you just freaking sliced Mortal in half.
Do you think Adam and not Adam, but Eve and Mark
and Eve?
Yeah, we'll finally get together.
I think they'll kiss.
Do you think Robot and Monster Girl will kiss?
Yes, I think next episode's gonna be a lot of kissing.
And then Chris Hansen's gonna show up. I think so. For 30.
And now, like, when he starts having a thing with Eve, that's when, like, she's gonna come back to him. Like, oh, I forgive you. Wait a minute, what are you doing here?
Oh, with his ex-girlfriend?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
His name, I think she's the only person
Amber.
name I don't know. Sure, Amber.
But let's be
Thank you.
honest.
Yeah.
If a guy was really a superhero, he's gonna go for the superhero chick. Let's just be honest.
I mean, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, you know.
Omni-Man didn't.
Well, he didn't
That
really have
was
anyone.
never
He didn't
smart,
really.
was
He
it?
didn't really. We didn't really have anyone. I
there's
guess
no
War
other-
Woman.
Well, yeah, Omni-Man's a simp. Are you kidding me? He married the first woman he met on Earth. What is wrong with you, Omni-Man?
Well, I think they need to like. He's
20 years.
repopulate.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Anyway, so yeah, let's move on to Falcon Winter Soldier. I don't have a fun. I don't have a clever segue.
Oh wait! For somebody who hasn't read the comic,
Yeah.
quick prediction for next episode.
Yep.
Would
Let's hear
be Omni-Man reveals that his mission was to come to Earth to make it into a Viltrumite colony, and Mark will be like, "No!" and then try and fight him, and get his butt handed to him, and then
He finds out he's
He finds out Omni-Man's his father. Like Dark Fate, no.
yeah, and then he gets his hand cut
That's
off.
impossible.
Tip. So what happens next? If Omni-Man defeats Invincible, then like is Earth doomed? What do you think? Where do you think the show goes?
And
if that
then
happens?
here we go. And
Okay.
then the Martian head dude comes in with all his little Martian head crabs.
Oh,
At the worst
some
possible
early-
moment.
yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
And then the Martian head crabs will
We'll kiss
stab into-
Omni-Man.
kiss on.
A whole episode of kissing, guys. I'm telling you, I'm calling it
then
now.
the Martian head crabs will just rule Earth.
I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode.
Yeah. Should be good. And I hope they speed up season 2 because we got a lot to
Did you
adapt.
just say this episode came out earlier?
It came out
They dropped
Thursday.
earlier in
Like
the week?
Thursday.
Come out Thursday
Thursday
night. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
they usually premiere at like I don't know. They just want people to see it, I guess, before the
I
weekend
mean,
starts.
yeah, that episode's so good. I would want to get it out ASAP as well.
Yeah, it's sort of like they release movies now on Thursday nights now instead of Fridays.
Or
I guess,
yeah,
you
because there
know.
used to be midnight releases, so it would be technically Friday.
I guess because they figure they probably get more box office revenue if they let people in early on Thursday.
I
'Cause
do
people are
remember
really
like
eager to see it.
the first time you invited me to a movie. You're like, hey, you want to go see the premiere at like 8 p.m.? And I was like, well, that's a little early for premiere, but it makes sense. You got to follow the money.
Yeah. All right. So
Plus, movies are getting longer. It's really hard to stay up. Like if you're watching a 3-hour movie in a really dark room and the movie's not like amazing, you'll probably fall asleep during a midnight
About 4 hours.
I'm
You watching
not
Lawrence?
watching Justice League,
Don't.
Major.
You
watching the premiere of
talk
Lawrence Arabia.
crap about my Snyder
I
cut.
still haven't watched it yet, just because I don't have HBO. If I had HBO, I would have watched it by now.
Okay. All right. So fun part's over. Let's move on to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Ugh, if we
so-
have to.
So this was the finale. One World, One People.
And
actually, I
one
was pretty-
superhero? Where
I was
was everyone?
Yeah, but I was pretty
Right?
entertained. You know, just
oh, yeah.
you know.
I didn't think of that because they're still in the Marvel universe. But
Okay.
yeah,
So
they're
it,
in New
their
York.
show.
There's a terrorist attack on what do you call it? The
Yeah, you
global
would think
government,
they'd
or
all, like-
DRC. This is
Yeah.
a big deal. There's a terrorist attack going on. You'd think they'd maybe call in another Avenger or another superhero.
You don't call
Something.
them terrorists.
You know, maybe some police that never show up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're just like we have Captain America. We're good.
We have 3 Captain Americas.
Yeah, so basically the Flag Smashers take over the GRC building, which is kind of funny because I think they had to rewrite the plot line for this last year because of the pandemic, because originally it was like a deadly virus plot line, and they had to change
I
it
was
because
like,
of the pandemic.
is
So
this
they-
TV show like on the future? Because there's also like a attack to try to stop a vote.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly. They're storming a
pandemic. I
government
was like,
building and
what the
stuff.
hell is next?
That basically just happened so late they couldn't change it. It's like screw it, we'll just keep it in. But they're probably like
Yo,
really.
how mad was Kevin Feige on January 6th? He was probably shitting his pants. He was like, no, this is not good for us.
This is what we're doing.
I mean, not good for America, period, but definitely not good for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
At least they didn't at least like Flag Smashers, they didn't put their feet on the desk like that one dude with the flag in his hand.
Oh god.
And they didn't try to carry a podium out or something like that. So
That would be really funny if they went back and like added some Flag Smasher carrying a podium out of the
Yeah.
building. That'd be really funny.
so basically like the Flag
There'd
Smashers
definitely be
sort
a
of
big thing
yeah,
online about that.
sort of like Hydra, sort of like the Hand. we saw on the Netflix series. Basically, the Flag Smashers can be anyone, whatever the plot needs them to be. Like, they're just like undercover. So like, whenever the plot needs like the Flag Smashers to do something, they'll just have like, this random guard is a Flag Smasher.
I disagree. I think earlier in the season they set up pretty well that the Flag Smashers were everywhere.
Yeah, but they just keep doing it though. Like, they did the same thing for Hydra. Like, Hydra's everywhere. Hydra can be anyone. They like, they like, if someone needs to get into a building, like, this car's Hydra. And like in the Netflix show, like, we're in this building. Everyone's the Hand. It's not just a Japanese ninja cult anymore. It's like just regular collar workers are the Hand. So it's kind of just like it just seemed a little unrealistic to me. Like basically any Jane Doe or John Doe can be a terrorist. Really, so
I hate to spoil this for you, but we're actually moving into the Scroll Wars. So you're gonna get a lot more of that pretty soon.
Yeah, that's so. There's keep going with that, but I just kind of like rolled my eyes, like, oh, really? Everyone's freaking Flag Smasher. Even the guy who's like closing the door on the prisoners,
and he goes one people,
and then like boom. Yeah, I wanted to see his face after that happened. He's like, oh shit, I'm glad I was in that truck. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna take care of you guys. And like it blows up, it's like, whoops. And like the old guy apparently
they zoom out to the old guy, and I'm like, is that the power broker?
I didn't really follow that.
Is that Mephisto?
I had to actually look that up to find out that's Zemo's butler.
Yeah,
that's Zemo's butler.
I remembered who it was, but I was like, oh yeah, because only like
I had to look it up though. I was like, I don't remember this guy at all.
Yeah, it was like he apparently got a really good parking spot looking over it, and I was like, really parking in Manhattan
on top of a building.
No, it wasn't on top of a building. Yeah. It was just like literally looking over and like, I wonder how conspicuous he was. But like,
my question is,
so he had
for that perfect. Did the Dora Milaje give Baron Zemo a phone call after they arrested him? Like, how did he communicate with his butler to blow them? To
probably has like a lawyer they can like talk to his.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I doubt the Dora Milaje are going through.
Well, once they dropped him at the raft, like. He just told the raft people.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, the raft, they would probably give yeah, he's got a book in the raft, right? So he's got some privileges.
Yeah, so basically, as we found out, Zemo was not the main villain in this and really didn't have a whole lot to do. I mean, I guess like episode 3 through 5. Really just 3 and 4, because he only has like one show. He only has like we didn't talk about this last week, but like episode 5 only has like one scene where he's in front of the what do you call it? The memorial. And Bucky comes to see him, and does Bucky ask him for forgiveness or something like that? It's like, why doesn't he make amends with Zemo? He didn't do anything to Zemo.
I think he's just showing Zemo that he's a different person. Like Zemo programmed the Winter Soldier to kill, right? And then Bucky's showing that like he put a gun to his head, pulled the trigger. There's no bullets, and he shows all the bullets like fall out of his hand. Like he's showing that he's changed. I think.
Well, I thought his book was like had a lot of names he had to make people he had to make amends with. Like, why would he have to make amends with Zemo though?
And one was Zemo, so hooded Zemo. But what I kind of like with Zemo's character is they're kind of implying that we might get some Thunderbolts in the future.
Yeah, so that was the whole Elaine. She only had one scene in this episode too, but what'd y'all think of the USAgent costume? It looked pretty comic accurate.
It is, very accurate to the comic.
Does he? Do you think he's getting another shield?
Probably. He got really good at throwing it.
They'd make dude. They're all really good at throwing it for some reason.
Yeah.
Math.
You have to be really good at trigonometry. Yeah, it's vibranium. It's plot proof metal. So, they also saw the return of Batroc. We thought it was pretty. I guess he's dead now.
Like how exactly they catch it is one thing that they all catch it so perfectly too.
Yeah, but what did you think of Batroc this episode? He was kind of just like a henchman. He's decided to I thought he knew who the power broker was, but I guess he didn't. But didn't she hire him?
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because I forget which movie it is. Batroc actually battles Captain America after he gets a new suit, and then the very first character that Captain America / Falcon battles is Batroc once again. So it's kind of like paying a little homage that they're going through the same thing.
I was disappointed that Sam didn't even like knock him out. He kind of just like flew away. He's like, see you. Like they fought for a bit, and he was just like, he couldn't.
He's like, I got more important things to do.
Yeah, he couldn't take out Batroc, and he was just like, just threw the frisbee out the window.
Well, I mean, I think you see that a couple times this episode. Like when Walker gets his Captain America moment, where he could either go after Carly Morgenthau or save the bus or a van of people or whatever, and he chose the van. So I think you see that a couple times this episode where you choose saving people over getting the bad guy.
I think everyone, not everyone, but me myself included, thought that Carly being able to take out Walker was a little unrealistic or
I would say so. He's a trained professional soldier. She's a teenager. And if the I wanted to look this up, but I didn't care enough. If the super soldier serum just makes what you have better, right? He should be stronger than her. He should still be able to kick her butt.
Yes, I think they just had to make her look badass, even though they had to defy logic. That's why I really wish she had some sort of military background. She's not just a kid
and not a teenager, right? I'm just saying, maybe, hey, you saw her followers, when she was talking about giving her life, they were like, I don't know about that. I'm for the cause, but I don't want to purposefully die.
Or purposely kill people. Yeah. So there was literally, she was ordering around 40-year-olds.
Yeah. Maybe don't listen to a teenager.
I'm just I'm sorry, you're not old enough to have enough experience to lead a terrorist faction. She was not a very realistic antagonist. I mean, I thought the actress did a good job.
What's up, Tip?
Oh, I was going to say that's why it's written in the Constitution that nobody under the age of 35 could be president.
Yep.
Because everyone under the age of 35, us included, would do things. I mean, we just don't have enough life experience to make life and death decisions.
Free pizza for everyone.
I would argue
USA,
that with a limit on 35 being the minimal, we should also probably have a maximum age. Because if you're 75 and you're out the door, you don't give a shit about climate change.
What about
right?
what about
you're
old Sleepy Joe
in 2040? I'm not saying he's doing a good job or a bad job. I'm just saying if there's an age restriction on the way down, maybe there should be an age restriction on the way up.
My neighbor told me that Joe Biden was actually there's just a body double, and it's not even Joe Biden.
He's
the
animatronic.
QAnon theory is amazing behind that.
He's the animatronic.
Trump has face swapped with Biden, and that's why Biden wears a mask so they can't get the mouth right.
He's the animatronic wax statue from the Hall of Presidents in Disney World, and they just switched him out because he's in there now, right?
It's actually Barack Obama with a Joe Biden mask.
Oh, okay, clever. Mission Impossible.
I have.
What about the mask this episode? Right, that Sharon Carter reveal, that was so stupid.
It doesn't work.
I called somebody for backup, and then it's a guy, and then
my backup betrayed me.
Yeah, it's Sharon Carter, the power broker.
And that last scene with her was so boring. I was oh wow, she's the power broker. We know she's the power broker, and she comes out of the building being born oh, she's still the power broker. I'm the power broker. I'm gonna keep doing power broker thing. It was such a lame after credit scene. Didn't really tease any. I mean, I guess she'll be in it more, but
it doesn't make any sense why she's the power broker. It doesn't.
No.
Nope.
And this is Disney being lazy and writing some generic fluff part, and paying kind of homage to the comic book nerds, but really just doing something she's the power broker. Cool.
Just make Elaine the power broker.
All right. So she got blipped, right?
Yeah.
And the blip is only a few months to a year back. So you're telling me in that small time she went to Madripoor and then was able to establish herself and become the head leader of Madripoor?
Yeah.
No.
I don't believe it.
No. And then why? Why is she going against Falcon and Captain America and all them now? What's the reasoning behind it? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then why set up that whole scene when they're going after the doctor who makes the serum, where they get the doctor killed, but she needs the doctor for the serum?
Right? It doesn't make any sense at all. It explains afterwards when she was we've got some problems now. But if you're don't lead into your most valuable asset. What are you, the Emperor from Star Wars? We gave them the plans to the Death Star, but they were legitimate.
It totally undoes everything. And I wanted to see Robot Zola. Come on, just give me that. You haven't given me anything with WandaVision or this, show. Give me something.
I think this was, a satisfying conclusion. I guess Sharon being the power broker was not satisfying at all.
No.
What do you think? What do you think about?
She seems kind of stupid. There's Carly Morgenthal is pointing a gun at you.
Yeah. She puts her gun down.
He hired has a gun to her, and then he offered he blackmails her. He's now that I know who you are, give me 4 times as much as before. Let him kill her, and then you kill him. If you're gonna decide to kill Backdrop, let him take care of the person pointing the gun at you first, and then kill him.
But she don't do blackmail. She's shooting at blackmail.
So
that's right. I'm just gonna shoot him afterwards.
What do you think of the ending with
Robbie
Isaiah?
What?
What do you think of the ending with Isaiah?
That was really great. I think he deserves an Oscar or whatever's equivalent to it. He was perfect this entire show.
He deserves an Emmy in the same shape of that gold statue in the.
The Emmy should change to that gold statue.
Yeah. It should.
You get a special Emmy for that.
It shouldn't be a bald gold man. It should be a grizzled African American man. That's the Emmy should be. So, the Emmy's not even like a golden bald man. It's like I think something with wings holding a globe. I think.
I couldn't tell you.
So, hitting with Isaiah Bradley. What else happened? What do you think of the speech that Sam gave, where he like redefines what terrorists are?
Some parts are good, some parts are bad.
You're really telling me a bunch of senators and congressmen and bankers are just gonna stand around and let a superhero monologue at them? Like it seemed very trite.
Yeah, and they're like so two-dimensional too.
Yep, I'm an evil banker.
Yeah, like I thought they were all politicians. I didn't think they were bankers. I thought they were all diplomats. They probably should have been like, "Let me stop you right there."
But if you rescue them, you're telling me like there aren't other Secret Service agents trying to like take them to a secure area, especially after they've been attacked by these flag smashers, and we know they could be anywhere.
Right?
Like they're just gonna stand in the middle and get monologued at. No.
And the congressman just kept saying like it's more complicated, like you wouldn't understand. And then I wanted Falcon to be like, no, it sounds like you don't understand. It sounds like it's too complicated for you. Like if you can get this job done, you're not the right person for the job. That doesn't mean you make shortcuts in the job just because you're not adequate enough to do it the right way. Does that make sense? Like clearly they have a huge problem on their hand, and shortcuts are not going to work. Because he's right. Like you killed Carly, but Carly 2.0 is going to be way worse.
And is he mic'd up for the broadcast? Because he comes
over
to
TV shows. No one heard any of that. That's a great point, Matt. All right, way to ruin the whole movie or TV show. That just suspension of belief is gone after that.
Yeah, and I don't really like the assertion that black people are going to hate him because he's wearing the flag. I'm like, didn't the American flag, become like a symbol against slavery during the Civil War? Like that basically like became like the Battle Hymn of the Republic was all about like ending slavery. So like that. The flag sort of like became a symbol, first against, the British, then like against like the Confederacy. So, I mean, I don't really get that logic. I've always thought it was a symbol for freedom anyway, but they're like, oh, people are going to hate me because I'm wearing the flag. I mean, I know like Jim Crow and, the civil rights, but it's like, those were people did those things. It wasn't the symbol. Like the symbol's always been, for freedom and liberty and not about like white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't like when they put like the country down,
Well,
yeah, that's
I mean,
not fair because this country is great because of the mix of cultures and people.
Yeah.
The melting pot is absolutely phenomenal, but like there's systemic racism in America, right? Like when if you're a black man, you feel like the government hates you, and like you're afraid of like the cops, right? Then why would you want to go around representing that? I can see like where Isaiah was coming from, but I can tell you like, as a 29-year-old white man, I have no official opinion. Just an ally.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of black people who don't agree with that too. I know they don't like the whole victimization. They don't want to be like represented like that. They don't.
Wow, like look at that. There's different people with different viewpoints. Like that's just how the world is, right? Like how color is not as important as everyone fucking makes it out to believe.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I know some people think that way. It's definitely like a narrative that a lot of the media pushes, and I know that the Democratic Party's definitely pushed it just to get elected. But I don't know. Let's not go down the rabbit hole that much. I don't agree with that viewpoint personally. But that the show was making, but I think Anthony Mackie's pretty good as Captain America, and he's trying to be more diplomatic than I think some other people out there.
Let me ask you this: like, we haven't even talked about the costume yet. We'll talk about the costume in a second. But
it's very comic accurate. Like I think when Sam Wilson became the comics became Captain America, like that's spot on what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked cool. It looked kind of
more flashy,
but it looked cool.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for telling me all the details.
What's
now you don't
watch it.
Because we forced you to stay on, so sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I've been listening and
It's worth checking out, though. I think there's like some okay action scenes. It's definitely.
I will say I had to rewatch the first 5 episodes last night with my wife, and it's a lot better. It's a lot better if you just like binge it all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have been like a week apart.
Yeah. Well, we got a few minutes left. How about we talk about the Shang-Chi trailer? Has anyone seen it?
It looks
Well,
cool.
first off, final thoughts on Winter Soldier, thumbs up, thumbs down, and are you guys excited for Loki now?
Well, I do think that Winter Soldier might have a wrongful death lawsuit on his hands after admitting he killed Yuri's, that Japanese guy's son. So like,
he was pardoned for all of his crimes.
No, he's pardoned for all criminal charges. He's not like, he can still be like in a civil case and still be sued. That's how O.J. Simpson still got sued after the Ronald Goldman and Nicole murders. So like, he admitted to killing that guy's son. He's like, oh, he might be sued for wrongful death, which I don't think he can go to jail, but probably charge like $1 million.
Yeah.
So that probably was very smart.
Well,
but
so
I guess
as for the series overall, it's kind of thumbs down, but I do appreciate what Disney's trying to do. That way, when you go see the movie now, you know the whole backstory, instead of having to get the comics or having to look it up online. Like, they can do a lot more with the movie now. The only issue is that it's not good. It's not good by itself.
It's very much simplifying like social issues, oversimplifying them and like trying to like put everything like in a red bow. And it's like, well, there's it's not really how the world
I would say
works.
Disney's taking footsteps, right? There was a little lesbian kiss at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Now they're briefly talking about racism. It's dulled down like Matt was saying, but like, I am happy that they are trying to come out of the Disney shell a little bit and enter into the 21st century.
Yeah, I just think, politics really should be kept out of media. Like, you look at movies like the original Star Wars, Indiana Jones, like both liberals and conservatives can enjoy those movies. They're not really like heavy-handed with politics.
And
that's
Star Wars. That's all about the Nazis.
But I'm telling but Republicans and Democrats both hate Nazis, so I really wish that movies would get back to that.
It depends on which narrative.
Hold on, let me finish. Like, Back to the Future, like the only political joke they made was like, Ronald Reagan's president, the actor. So like, beyond that, like, there's really not much politics in those.
Right.
In those
well,
movies.
I would argue that racism shouldn't be politics. That should be a united front. Everyone should be against racism. That shouldn't be a political issue.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the issue in this show, though. I think it was more just, anti-government, and it just felt very, politically charged. But I don't know.
Wait, hold on. But Major, if everyone was against racism, how would people sell all that merchandise that's like anti-racist?
You don't. It's just like. Yeah, just like as people evolve, jobs evolve, that means like, sometimes we lose some coal mining jobs, but we gain 100,000 windmill construction jobs or whatever. So I would just say make a different catchphrase and sell different t-shirts.
Ooh, Major, I like the way you think.
I'm all about adapting, baby. All about adapting.
Yeah.
So I give it a thumbs down, but I'm happy they tried. It's a step in the right direction, and I agree with that.
And I guess
I'd rather watch a TV show than read a comic book.
I'm also losing my Disney Plus subscription until Loki comes out, so like I'm losing it for a month. So it'd be nice to save those $8 next month. So
he's the worst.
I think
one fast food meal.
Although I did buy HBO Max to watch Mortal Kombat last night, which was enjoyable, but it's a video game movie, so like going knowing that.
I'll probably watch it next. I'm excited. I'm gonna turn it up real loud, get real stupid. Yeah.
Nice, Forrest. You helped bolster my 7 shares of
Warner Brothers, Warner Media.
No, it's AT&T.
Yeah,
okay, nice.
Yeah, tips on that dividend stock.
Yeah, nice. Baby. I'm getting $3.96
a month
for this quarter.
Quarter? Oh, wow. For 3 months, you're getting like $1 a month. Nice. Well, over time it'll work out. Yeah. So let's talk about Shang-Chi real quick. Who all watched it? Everyone here in the podcast, or did?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're finally getting the actual Mandarin, which I think is cool. Even though they're not really 10 rings or 10 armbands, apparently.
Yeah.
So
I'm okay with that. We just had some
hand
jewelry.
It just seems like a really strange change. Like,
well, I mean, they just did a gauntlet with jewelry on it, with Thanos, and I mean, like, if you think about like it's a martial arts movie. You know, if you're gonna punch someone, you're gonna hurt yourself if you're carrying around those rings.
Maybe, I don't know. I think you like make them to where like you can close your fist. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like wearing brass knuckles, I guess. So it might even help. But I don't know. So yeah, it looks good. Looks like there's a lot of like Last Airbender or Ray of the Last Dragon imagery in it, because I saw like some dragons, some flying bears or whatever. I was kind of like, who are you? He like doesn't answer, just gives a kung fu pose. It's like, that doesn't answer my question.
Yeah. Oh, you are someone who wants to fight. That's who you are.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's cool they're having like the first Asian lead. And it's kind of interesting they decided to do Iron Fist before Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi's, I think, series did way better than Iron Fist solo series. Like Iron Fist solo series like only lasted like 10 issues. And Shang-Chi's lasted like 150.
Well, that's probably why they gave it to Netflix and decided to keep Shang-Chi for themselves.
Yeah, so I'm glad they held off. Like Netflix didn't get their hands on Shang-Chi, their deadly hands on Shang-Chi, and they're doing this. So, but yeah, it's cool to see an Asian lead, and you know, it should be fun. That's basically all I had on it, but I thought we should discuss it.
Nope, I agree. Yeah, it's pretty much, you summed it up.
Here's an interesting little bit with say like the history of China. Has anybody ever played Dynasty Warriors?
Yes.
Okay, so that video game is based on like the recorded history of China. I mean, events that actually happened are portrayed in that video game, and with these like great superhero type leaders. And so superheroes have been part of Chinese culture for, you know, eons. And then,
basically like what gods are, like mythology, like the Greek pantheon, you know, Norse gods are basically superheroes anyway.
Yeah, and if anybody has ever read the book Journey to the West or Monkey, has anybody ever read?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
It's a fascinating read, translated to English, obviously, for all our Western listeners. It's a great read, and basically these like gods and demigods and stuff like that, they're all imbued with fantastic fighting powers. I mean, the main character Monkey has a staff that can change to any size or dimension. I mean, it can be 100 foot long, and he can beat someone over the head, or it can be as tiny as a toothpick, and he can use it to unlock, you know, a shackle or something. So superheroes have been part of Eastern culture for, as long as they've been a part of Western culture. I mean, think about Hercules being a superhero. It's interesting that, you know, the West is finally recognizing, oh, we're not so different.
Yeah. Well, speaking
we
of
all
Hercules,
love super powerful things.
Speaking of Hercules, Russell Crowe's playing Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder. So
how exciting!
There's a good chance there might be a Hercules tease in that one.
Is it a fat Russell Crowe? Do we know?
Oh yeah.
How is Russell Crowe looking these days? Is he a big fat. Russell Crowe? Is he?
But the beard's hiding his double chin, so you know he's conspicuous.
And don't be talking smack about Russell Crowe. He will.
I love Russell Crowe. I love Russell.
He's a lot of weight to throw a punch now, so I wouldn't mess with him. Floating around the world.
You can just throw lightning.
Yeah, well, we're almost I think we're over 50 minutes, so let's wrap this up. Any final thoughts?
I gotta go.
Take care, Tip.
Bye, Tip.
Right.
Bye, Tip.
All right.
Final thoughts. Read Monkey or Journey to the West. All right. Bye.
All right.
What about Life? Can I just read Life of Pi?
No. Bye.
Okay. Good to know.
I'll just rewatch Mulan. All right, so this is our episode. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major, but we can't do anything yet because I have to plug all of our stuff. It's no, don't stop the show. We gotta do Z's.
I know how Forrest likes to click us off.
I'm not. Yeah. All right, go.
That's right. Forrest hasn't even left already. But you can email us at zealotzeitgeist@gmail.com, and then tweet at us, of course, at zeitgeist podcast. And I'm Major, and I'm really happy you guys came by today and listened to us.
Matt.
I'm Robbie.
All right. Take care, everyone. Take care, everyone.
Okay.
Just
Bye.
the tip.
Oh, God dang it.